Hi everyone, in this video I am going to be covering Teks 7.4a, and that Teks states I can determine the constant rate of change from numbers shown in a real world problem, a table, a graph, and an equation. So in this particular video I am going to focus on finding the constant rate from numbers shown in a real world problem, okay? So follow along with me and learn how to do this. It says, here's the problem. It says, Natasha has a job putting letters in envelopes to be mailed. In 1 hour, she puts 42 letters in envelopes. Which equation best represents Y, the total number of letters that Natasha puts in the envelopes, and X, the number of hours if she continues at this rate? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to create a table. My table will represent an X and a Y. The X is going to be the hours. It already told me that over here. And Y is going to be the total number of letters, okay? So let's just put letters over here. Now, we're going to go ahead and start filling in this table. So we're going to start with the numbers that they gave us. 1 hour, she puts 42 letters in, okay? In 2 hours, she's going to double the number of letters that she put in. So 42 plus 42, that gives me 84. So here I increased by 42. And over here I increased by 1. Now, I'm going to keep going at this same rate, okay? So if I were to go to 3 hours, then I know that that'll be 84 plus 42 again, which that would be 6, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that'll be in 3 hours, she has put 126 letters into the envelopes, okay? Now, but it's not asking me to continue with my table. It's asking me for which equation best represents this scenario. Now, in the classroom, I have already presented this to you guys. These are I like to call them our cheat codes, okay? So we're going to look at our reference chart, and we're going to look at where we see the word equations. So we have two equations here. We have y equals mx plus b, and we have k equals y over x. Now, the one that we're going to use over here is going to be, actually, we're going to use both of them, okay? Remember that I told you that k is the same thing as m, right? So once we find our k, we're going to be able to plug it in over here to this equation. So let's do that. So let's first find k. K equals y over x. So we're going to take one of our y values and put it over one of our x values. So like this, 42 over 1. That simplifies down to 42. Now remember, I said m or k, like they can go in for one another, okay? Now, the equation that I kind of see over here, they kind of resemble this equation right over here. So I'm going to rewrite that equation. Y equals mx plus b. Now, so I have this set up, and let me erase this circle over here. So 42, I'm going to plug it in right here for this m, okay? So I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to plug in the number 42. Now, I don't know if I actually do have a b, but I'm about to find out, all right? One of these equations, I'm looking over here at my answer choices, and I can already eliminate it. Just by setting this up, just by writing that equation, I can eliminate two answer choices. I can eliminate F because I don't know why they have x equals, when I know the formula that's on my reference chart says y equals. So I can eliminate that one, and I can also eliminate this one right here. So I am down to a 50-50 chance of getting one of these correct, okay? Now that I have my equation, I'm going to set up a 3-column process chart to solve for the letter B, okay? Remember that you also have an example of your 3-column process chart right over here, okay? So anytime we use this equation, you might want to be using your 3-column process chart, okay? So let's go ahead and start filling in our 3-column process chart. This is going to be an X. This is going to be a Y. I'm going to pick the same two numbers from my table to plug in over here. Now remember, whatever I have over here in my output, I'm going to plug in for this letter. And whatever I have in my input, I'm going to plug in for that letter right there, okay? So let's get this done. So for Y, I'm going to plug in the number 42. I'm still going to keep my equal sign. I'm still going to keep the 42. And then for my X, I'm going to plug in 1 and then plus B. All right, now I'm just going to solve the equation, okay? So 42 times 1, that's 42. Bring down my plus B, 42. Now I'm going to do ICI solve. Because I'm trying to get B by itself. Remember, this is my goal. So I see that we're adding 42. So the opposite of that is subtracting 42. So I'm going to subtract 42 from this side. But I'm also going to subtract it from the other side of my equal sign. 42 minus 42. These two cancel out. Now I have my B. And then 42 minus 42 over here, that gives me 0. So my B is going to be equal to 0, okay? So now I can rewrite this equation right here as, let me do it in a different color. And let's pick purple. Y equals 42x plus 0. Now remember, 0 plus 0 doesn't change anything. So technically, I don't have to write that. I can erase it. And so now I have my equation as y equals 42x. So if I'm looking at my answer choices right over here, my answer choice will be J.